My name is Captain Anupam Raizada, and I am a proud member of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. And it is an honor for us to have dignitaries, distinguished speakers, and our guests. And all the ICS members here, can I hear you guys? ICS members, ICS fellows, all ICS members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want to use the non-ICS members, but industry stalwarts. Industry stalwarts, please hear it. Can we hear from you, industry stalwarts? I'm coming to that. And of course, aspiring ICS students, all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you all for taking out your valuable time. And it is this ICS industry, maritime industry meet, and the agenda is there, which is insights on continuous education to support maritime goals of India. Of course, it's all over there, but do you know the philosophy of ICS? Anybody? Philosophy of ICS? Sorry? Our word, our bond, it's written there. So I did a bit of translation. I went to Google, of course, and I said, let's translate this in Sanskrit. And it was very interesting. It said, Asmakam Vachanam, Asmakam Bandhanam. And it is pretty much to the ethos of what our word, our bond means. I tried it in Hindi also, but it was not very good. It was Hamara Shabd, Hamara Bandhan. So it didn't mean, but in Sanskrit, it meant absolutely perfect. So going by this request, our word, our bond, today we will be surely clapping a lot, loud and clear, for all the speakers, for all the people who are going to get the awards. So it's a promise, our word, our bond. Let's try this. Can we all clap for Manu Bakar? Can we all clap for her? Connected to the maritime industry. We all know that, right? Does anybody know she's not connected to the maritime industry? Well, she is. Her father is a proud marine engineer, and we have a few in this room, including my father. Before we start, I would really like to thank a few people whom we normally miss out, and that is the people backstage. Yes, there will be vote of thanks later, but I want to say it now. The entire secretariat of the CMD of SCI, in particular, Mr. Himanshu, Commander Fanindra, his team Chauhan, and from our office, the ICS office, Rebecca and Valerin. Thank you so much. They're sitting outside. I hope they're hearing. Now let's start our first speaker. Please allow me to introduce the captain of our ICS team in Mumbai branch, Captain Ashok Gogia. He started his career as a Dufferin cadet and has nearly 25 years of sailing experience on various types of ships. Following his seafaring career, he has built a diverse portfolio and has been independently involved in several aspects of commercial shipping, including licensing and representation of foreign principals, chartering and brokerage, vessel agency. He's a registered agent in MBPT, training at WMTC, and now currently teaching at MMTI. In addition to his professional achievements, he's a family man. He plays tennis and is in his spare time. So what's the stock market doing today?
I'm too busy.
With a round of applause, please welcome Captain Ashok Gogia, Chairman of ICS Mumbai branch. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Or is it good afternoon? Well, we can say somewhere in between. Thank you, Anupam. That was a very, very encouraging introduction. Respected Chairman, sir. Respected Chairman, Managing Director, Shipping Corporation of India. Sir, it's an honor to have you here. We indeed in the midst of the stalwarts of industry. It's a pleasure to welcome all of you. I have been connected to shipping for almost about 50 years. And like Anupam said, I have been involved in chartering, agency, manning, consulting, and currently I'm in training. I represent ICS Mumbai at the annual meetings held world over, and I was fortunate that I could attend the Controlling Council meeting with our Vice Chairman Global, who's here with us. He's specially flown from Dubai. The institute actually was constituted in 1920 by what is known as the Royal Charter. For those of you who want to know what is a Royal Charter, it is an order from the royal family. That's way back in 1920. And then, of course, it was formalized with bylaws and various centers all across the world. The motto, which Anupam had just said, is our word, our bond. And earlier, this organization or this institute was managed by Parekh Marine. Subsequently, it was taken over by Samsara, and currently it is totally independent. We are on our own. I took over last year in June. We have been quite active ever since last year. We have been taking part in various kind of conferences, seminars, etc. To name a few, the first one was Marek's Global Ship Manning, then it was the Naval Connection, Maritime SCI Conference, SCMA Mumbai Seminar, Marek's Dry Bulk Conference, Blue Ocean Event, and then the Dry Cargo Conference by Shipping Tribune. What does ICS do for those of you who would like to aspire and like to do commercial shipping? It is a professional qualification. Now, this qualification that does not only give you the basics and much more of the qualification, but the added advantage is that it gives you an excellent networking. All over the world, any shipping company you go to, you will definitely find somebody from ICS. As a result, it's excellent for networking. We are very, very progressive. Currently, we have got 27 branches all across the world. In addition to that, now we are converting into digitization, and they are very active at the head office. It's not too long away when we'll be digitizing all our studies, all our courses, and all the membership. This membership is by sitting for a professional qualifying exam, and this exam is held in India. In fact, it's held all over the world twice a year. In Bombay, we have it at MTI, plus when the students are less, and there's a group of about 4 or 5 who are doing legal principles or sale and purchase, we accommodate them in our office, which is in Andheri East in Marol. Today, I am proud because it is a globally acceptable qualification, and the good thing is a lot of Indian companies, they would like to have entry-level qualifications as ICS. It is a little more expensive than Narottam, but anything good doesn't come free, you know. It comes with a price tag. So collectively, we have created a community, collaboration, networking, and partnership globally. Furthermore, I would also like to say where education is concerned, like mentioned, in the last few years, we have deepened our partnership in India with several educational bodies, such as Amit University, Gujarat University, India Maritime University, and Narottam, and many more. This has enabled us to engage the younger generation audience and interested in building a career in the commercial shipping industry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is no introduction or there is no welcome without you all in the shipping industry. I really thank you very much for coming here. And For any doubts, any questions, anything, we have a lot of our team over here. We have a lot of our committee members here. So anytime, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much and welcome once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I am going to make it a practice. Whoever has given the exam, I'm going to ask, so which were the subjects which you gave during ICS? Which are your subjects which chosen, apart from the...
I was supposed to do 4, I gave 6.
You want the mic?
Yes, for a master mariner, you need to appear for only 4 subjects because the others are an exemption. But after I got my MICS, I did 2 more subjects, that was port agency and tanker chartering, in addition to what was my basic qualification. In fact, UK came back and told me, what are you doing? You are already an MICS. I said I wanted to get further qualification in it.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. With that, our next speaker is a seasoned professional in the areas of supply chain, logistics, commercial shipping, and related education. He's currently a strategic advisor for the Transworld Group, UAE, India for tankers and liquid cargo logistics. With a career spanning 4 decades, including BPCL in India, Shell Petroleum in Dubai and Singapore, Arona Tankers, IMC, Singapore, Fusion Group of companies in Dubai and India, and Petrochemical, Middle East, Dubai. He's also a member of the International Chamber of Commerce, UAE Steering Committee. His passion for academics and teaching is for real, and is a trainer and faculty for ICS, Maritime Institutions, SPJN School of Global Management, IMBA, and UPS in Dehradun, and many more. He's presently based in Dubai, and with his varied activities, we don't know where he's going next. For now, he's with us. So please welcome Mr. Krishnan Subramaniam, FICS, International Vice Chairman and Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, and also heads the Global Digitization Project at the ICS. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to all of you. Lovely to be back in Mumbai after 10 days again. And I was just reminded by somebody that I'm more in Mumbai rather than being in Dubai nowadays. Many thanks, Captain Tyagi, Chairman and Managing Director of the Shipping Corporation of India, his entire team for allowing us, all of us, to be here in this wonderful venue, and good to see a good representation from the entire industry here. Also thanks to all the other office bearers and members from other industry associations, related industry associations who are related to the maritime industry, various educational institutions, other industry stalwarts here, and of course, dear ICS members, fellows, and students. Let me start with congratulating the ICS Mumbai branch, Captain Ashok, and his team here. A round of applause for him and the entire team here. You know, the institute, as Captain mentioned, that it was founded in 1920, and we are 100+ years now. However, the branches, the international branches, were started only in 1995. You know, in the 80s, there was a Commonwealth. It was opened up to the Commonwealth countries. Earlier, it started only in the UK, including company membership. And I'm glad to say that it was at that time that the Institute's activities especially on the education side, because the primary activities of the institute is with respect to education and which leads to membership ultimately. It also bestows a huge amount of responsibility. There's, thousands of eyes watching me as to what I'm doing, what I'm capable of doing. And of course, nothing is possible without a grand team, a committed team behind that. And that is represented in terms of the branches and of course the members. Because this is an institute for the members, by the members, I started off 22 years back writing the exams, becoming a member, and then of course, because of my, the little bit of additional enthusiasm to talk and share what I know, I started teaching right from that time. But there's always a risk giving the mic to a professor, but I'm committed to Captain Anupam today to be within my lay time. So today, in terms of what the ICS can do and continues to do, it has evolved and it has to evolve, and at a much faster pace than what has happened in the last 100 years. Yes, we can proudly say that we are a 100-year-old institution, but the way the industry is moving, the way it is dynamic, the way we were discussing just before the event about the unknown unknowns, there's much more in terms of what the businesses need to tackle, and obviously that has come in the education front as well. So there's a lot of change in terms of the approach, and it's a continuous process. Again, these are all guided by the members in terms of feedback. As we speak, we are in a complete process of getting feedback from each and every branch. Myself, Captain Ashok, we were all in a call with some of the senior officers just 2 days back in terms of understanding the ground reality. Because ultimately, it is about collaboration. It's about collaborating with, even in business. Today we say that the management experts say that even before you talk to your customers, you have to first talk to your competitors, right? In terms of, because the world is moving so fast, there is no time, as Richard Branson said, that today there is no point in keeping an idea to yourself, because by the time you get to a point of implementing an idea which you consider as yours, it's already gone, it's already taken by somebody else. So therefore, today is a world of collaboration. And at the ICS, this is what we have embarked upon. It was already there in terms of collaborating with the educational institution, including IMU, AMET, etc., and where even exemptions are granted to the graduates of specific programs who have completed from these institutes. There's an exemption which is granted. So going forward, I'm glad to say that there's a couple of initiatives which are already underway. One is, I'm glad to say that with the CMMI, the program with the IIM Mumbai program, so they have agreed and we are already in talks with them, because ICS is about knowledge, and it is knowledge not from a theoretical point of view. It is knowledge from the practitioners in the industry. So all our committee members, the moment you're no longer active in the industry, you're given an option to being a retired member, and there are many of them who are retired members who are not active in the industry but still want to be part of the institute. So the books, there are 16 of them, and these are updated on a regular basis with respect to what happens in the industry. So our approach, or the USP which we have been advocating, and it has been accepted widely, and today we are in talks with a university in China, with somebody in Portugal, in terms of telling that, please let us collaborate. We are there in terms of the knowledge bodies available, and many of our members are already members of other bodies as well, which could be CMMI, Nautical Institute, etc. So here we are in terms of having enough opportunity to collaborate and add value. When I talk about values, one of the, as Captain Ashok also mentioned in terms of the cost, yes, there is a often repeated grievance in terms of telling that the cost of ICS is very high. Yes, it is high. Can we do something about it? Yes, as members, definitely we can, because ultimately this is a members' institute. Why has it not happened? Yes, it has happened. There is a tier system for membership, which is not the exact one the way, because the world has moved pretty fast. There is no purchase power parity which is being applied to the fees. But again, let me tell you that we are here to make a difference, and therefore the feedback from all of you, not just the members or the students, but even from industry experts. So we are in dialogue with all of you here, and will continue to do that in a focused manner. There are two offerings. There's a couple of information which we will share with all of you over an email. One is a membership by dissertation, because whenever we approach stalwarts like you, been in the industry 25, 30 years, and say that, oh, you still need to write an exam, I myself personally feel it's not the right thing to do, right? Because you have already proven yourself. And there was already an existing path to membership through dissertation. But even that entailed writing one exam, which is a generic paper known as the shipping business. And once you pass that exam, then you submit a topic, then which is evaluated, and you're given 6 months to submit a dissertation, and is evaluated by the Education and Training Committee, and then you are awarded the membership. But let me tell you again, it's hot off the press. It's not yet made public that the senior officers or executive council have just approved a proposal where the exam is being done away with, and it will be purely a dissertation cum viva. So this is again looking at the feedback which we have got from all of you, looking at where the industry is, how it is shaping, how education has shaped. So that's one of the major changes which are coming shortly. The second one is company membership. So we have been getting requests from many companies that why can't we be members? So again, this was a system which was already existing, but which was not very clear. It was initially started in the UK as UK company members, and there is an ICS. As ICS, we are given the license along with the Royal Charter. We were given the license to operate certain activities, commercial activities, including lighthouse dues collection, etc. in the UK. So this is again which has evolved, which is evolving, and which we are now extending it globally, where yes, there will be certain conditions attached to that. There should be at least one ICS member in a senior position in that company, which would be very easy to find today. So these are the two evolving or the new proposals which will come in and which will become formal shortly, and it's all in terms of encompassing the entire industry. My own journey, I'm not a master mariner, but I have huge respect for all of them who are going out at sea, because my first interaction when I stepped into this world of logistics was with Bharat Petroleum. I had no clue what they do on the logistic except seeing the petrol pumps and seeing that, yes, you get the petrol, you get your car fuel when you get in there, and sometimes you see a truck which is putting the petrol into the tanks there. So I started in Mumbai 37 years back. After my initial training, I was posted in Kandla. You can imagine, even today, people dread going to Kandla, what it would have been 37 years back in 1987. And I should also proudly say that I owe a lot, as Captain Anupam mentioned, yes, I'm passionate about sharing, about teaching. I get in, behind the mic whenever there is a chance. And again, thanks to SCI, the first vessel I boarded was a J. Narayan Vyas. And that gave me the first perspective of what a ship is, what a cargo ship is. And my regular duty did not entail that. It was just about going, taking the figures, conveying to the shore as a boarding officer. But then thanks to all of them who were on board, who went that extra mile to allow us to see what happens on the bridge, what happens in the CCR, what happens in the engine room. Of course, we were also a bunch of students like fresh out of the university and enthusiastic about it. So that's what prompted me, and I'm glad that the industry has given me this opportunity. Whichever job I have been in, it has given me this opportunity to continue in that. And of course, I jumped from being a charterer into the ship owning side and managing commercial management for road tankers for 5 years, and now with the Transworld Group. So when I talk about value, this is a question which everybody asks in terms of, again, there were many who approached telling that I have not been a member for the last 3 years, I want to get back. It comes back to value. All of us as consumers, we buy things, we buy goods, we invest, we look for the ROI, and it should be that. It should be that. So therefore, the question comes is that since we are in the governing body now, are we giving enough value back to the members for the membership fees which are being paid, or to the students who are paying their exam fees and the registration fees? Again, I would say it is up to us. It is up to us as members to derive that value. There is enough opportunity out there. There is enough business to be done. Yesterday I was in a training session in Dubai in the morning time, and this is what I told them. They had an issue on compliance checks. I said, this is one of the USPs which we have, our 4,000 member network. We are the first point of contact in terms of a free service which is available on compliance checks on any party you want worldwide. That's just one of them. I have people who come and tell me that, yes, I am continuing to be a member just because I am being given an opportunity to contribute back to the industry, because that's also a human need. You look at Maslow's pyramid of hierarchy, the hierarchy of human needs. The topmost is in terms of self-actualization, in terms of what can I give back to the society. And all of us are in that position in some form or the other, and will continue to be there much more. So there are members who say that I'm a member just because you have given me an opportunity, and we have plenty of that. As a tutor in the local branch, as a tutor at the global level, being committee members where we can shape things because it is our institute. It's not different. I'm not different from the branch here. I'm not different from the other members who are out there. So with that note, let me thank all of you once again. It's a pleasure meeting all of you. I'm sure that we'll have many more meetings. Many of you are going to be in Dubai at some point of time or the other. Your doors are always open. And the members, again, you're open to attend any of the event which happens worldwide. If you follow the calendar, it's an open invitation which is always there. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, and God bless. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. And as per our, which subjects did you choose? I'm not going to leave you. What was the subjects which you chose what was your chosen subjects? Tanker chartering, ship operations, port agency. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, our next distinguished speaker needs no introduction. In fact, it is an honor for us that he is part of the ICS family now. And he was always there, but in a different role. It is an exceptional journey from a cadet to CMD, and that too of a Navratna company. In his distinguished shipping career spanning over for 34 years, he has held many responsible appointments ashore and afloat. He heads various steering committees initiated by the Shipping Ministry, Advisory Board to DG Shipping, classification societies, and many more. His quest for education is beyond imagination, and it is an inspiration for all the students who are sitting here. I will read a few of his qualifications. He is BSc, Master Foreign Going, Diploma in Business Management. His postgraduate diploma in management from IMT Ghaziabad. His postgraduate diploma in shipping management from Narottam Murarji. He's a CS, he's a lawyer, and he's also an alumni of the IIMA. He's also associated with many professional bodies, fellow member of the CILT, fellow member of NMIS, fellow member of CMMI, associate fellow of the Nautical Institute, London, and member Institute of Directors. And it is an honor and a distinct privilege to announce that he has been elected as the fellow of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, UK. With a thundering round of applause, please welcome none other than Shri Captain B.K. Tyagi, Managing Director of the Shipping Corporation of India. I would also like to invite Mr. Krishnan and Captain Ashok to please come on the stage. So the stage is all yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me welcome to SCI this beautiful auditorium. I am really honored that ICS has given me today this wonderful piece of gift in form of fellow membership of this great institute. I have been associated with this institute right from 2002, while I was selling. As a master, I was hunting for these all possible courses. At one time, after doing my masters and after doing my IMT Ghaziabad 3-year program, at one time I had 3 courses before joining office. One was this, there is an institute called Rail Institute of Central Railway run this, and they run 2-year program of the port development management. That was the one on my list. Other was NMIS. I did that time 1 year, and I was in second year when I was entering as a technical superintendent in this building. And parallelly, I was doing this ICS London also. I used to stay in Malad. Initial, my accommodation was allotted in Malad. And I distinctly remember my first exams for ICS were in the World Trade Center, Cup Parade. So I used to take leave from bosses. Luckily, I got excellent bosses all the time. Right from my masters, my chief officers, and all officers in this building, wonderful officers. Always they encourage me, education, no problem. If you want to add some values, they knew that if they invest in their subordinate, this person or this subordinate will definitely help the organization. And this I really felt. In fact, I did my law in 2012. Morning 7 o'clock used to be the classes, no hesitation. And when we did this learning, this I'm telling just roughly 12 years back. Earlier when we were in college doing BSc, MSc and all, that used to be one-sided affair, learn. And if you have good memory, good intelligence, you can convert into the marks. But at this stage, we realize that whatever we have learned on board, in office, you can write everything in your answer sheet. And this will be the practical. And if you can cover those, some of your experiences in the boxes in the answer sheet, then that whoever is the examiner, whoever is the evaluator, he'll be definitely rewarding you. Till that time, there was no system in Bombay University for the law, the CGP and today whatever is happening. Getting first class from Bombay University in law, it used to be challenge. I was in KC College. So I had a bad habit after doing the exams, whatever the marks, I'll get the copy. 100 rupees you pay and you'll get the answer sheet. And I used to see where I had done wrong and where is the scope for improvement. There was one vice principal named Madam Indu. So I went, Madam, ये तो मुझे mark कम लगा है, मुझे तो नहीं चाहिए रहा है. I don't digest this 61% and 62%. And she used to say, Captain Tyagi, you have passed. What else you want in this? And 60% here, there are only few in the college. But that was the probably I was not satisfied, and my colleagues, they understand, they tolerate me also. I don't get satisfied easily. My teammates, division-wise, department-wise, they all are basically, I keep them on toes, and definitely I also remain on toes. Anyway, this is just a part of journey. It's really good that this chapter, Mumbai chapter, ICS chapter has arranged this event, and I am attending this after a long time. My request to Captain Ashok would be, let's have this kind of chapters meetings frequently. See, if we take this entire institute role or similar institute role in this context today, India is flying 8% plus, and whoever can join that race, let's join individually, as an institute, as a company. Huge potential. Simply an opportunity for everyone. That is the beauty of this country at this stage. Government of India is taking very serious steps for shipping. Every day must be seeing sometimes very funny number also in the media, 3,000 ships, 1,000 ships. Anyway, that is the job of the media, they will multiply. But definitely, I am very well aware that Indian government, our ministry, other ministries, they are working in tandem, and serious thrust on the Indian ship number will multiply, and back to back this shipbuilding industry, ship repair, dry docking industry, this will be the byproduct of that, either input or output, that's for sure. But it's a clear-cut thrust, clear-cut direction, policies are at advanced stage. So we, like ICS, CMMI, Narottam Morarji, Institute of Marine Engineers, and other institutes, my submission, my request to all of you is, request to myself also, suggestion to myself, that this is the time, let's join this race of good race where the country is growing, huge opportunities in all areas, or especially in maritime sector. Mr. Krishnan, you have come from Dubai, and I know you are basically heading the country, representing country in London. This is a proud moment for all of us. Captain Ashok, again my request, if we can give more visibility to the institute. See, once we write on our visiting card, chartered member of this institute, it spells a lot of things. And this is what industries basically, if they see this qualification, I think nothing else is required. I also did in that 2003-04. I remember 3 subjects. One was the agency, other was the dry chartering and tanker chartering. And I was fortunate within SCI, I did actually chartering also for a couple of years, including some LNG fixtures and all also. So my suggestion to all my fellow colleagues of SCI, all colleagues of this beautiful industry, and all students, please take this, not only this, any possible qualification which you can structurally convert into your degree or qualification, this will help you. And this will definitely broaden your horizon. If we continue to work, say within technical department or on chartering department or agency department, finally we require some conditioning outside also. So this institute, especially networking, is one of the, I think, excellent capability of this institute. Online, this institute is coming out with the short-term courses. Wonderful, very rich in contents. So these are the very helpful courses. Please join this. So in the end, on behalf of entire SCI family, in fact, we have got some of my members here, my colleagues. Mr. Dinesh Kutty is here. Then Captain Pankaj, I don't know he's here available or not. He's there very much. Our CFO of this company is a FICS of this institute. So this is the value within our system also. So my, again, request to all you industry players, come and join this beautiful institute, and this will add definitely strength and weight to your biodata, and not only on the paper, it will help you to add further acceleration in your career growth. So with this, thank you very much, all of you. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Absolute pearls of wisdom. So there is a student here who has done exceptionally well in the exams, and interestingly, he's got something called the Denham Port Service Award, and I was a Denham cadet. So it's absolute pleasure to get Bharti Raman Raghavan. Please come on the stage, and you will be awarded by none other than Sir Captain B.K. Tyagi. Sir, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bharti, you want to say 2 lines? 2 words? Thank you? Something?
It's only 2 words, so I would like to express my thanks to the ICS team and all my friends, colleagues who have helped me in getting through this examination. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Bharti. Our next speaker. So if you see, ICS started in 1911, and the person who's coming from this company, their company started in 1900s. So they are as rich legacy as the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. In fact, it is absolutely fascinating that they were even instrumental in setting up the Sikka port for the cement plants. And further to that, with the then Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, they were instrumental in forming something called the Trans-Chart. It was a central chartering committee. He completed his bachelor's of Commerce in 1977 at the HR College of Commerce and Economic in Mumbai. He started working at this organization from 1973 and even trained with various international brokers in London, Oslo, Copenhagen, Hamburg, Paris, in both dry cargo chartering, tanker chartering, as well as sale and purchase. He heads India's oldest and pioneer shipbroking firm and is the guiding force to everyone in the office and also to the maritime industry at large. Under his stewardship, the company strictly follows the principle of our word, our bond, and maintains the highest level of integrity. He has only completed 51 years of shipbroking. That's only. And I would like to invite Mr. Ajay Reshamwala, Managing Director of Reshamwala Shipbrokers. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Chairman Captain B.K. Tyagi for receiving this honor of FICS from the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers today, and also for facilitating this hall for the Institute's program today. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank Captain Ashok Gogia, Mr. Nimish Matre, as well as the Secretary, as well as other Institute committee members of the Mumbai chapter for inviting me here today. to speak on this maritime industry meet. My family has a very old relationship with global shipping. My late great-grandfather, Jivraj Singh Ji Reshamwala, used to charter ships in the late 1800s and early 1900s for importing coal from Lorenco Marcus and Durban to Mumbai. At that time it was Bombay, and bag rice from Rangoon to Bombay. This was mentioned in the centenary celebration booklet of Egger Forrester Limited, a London shipbroker, in 1977, wherein they said that the oldest overseas connection they can trace on their record has been with Jivraj Singh Ji Reshamwala, with whom we acted as his exclusive brokers and continue with the future generations. Reshamwala Shipbrokers was established in 1948 by my late uncle Ravindra, age 21, and my late father Mahendra, age 18. In fact, they established one of the finest and reputable shipbroking companies in the world. And I think so they were great visionaries to look at that. As Captain Raizada said, they helped in the establishment of the Sikka port, which you know how important it is today for the maritime industry. We as a company have had many firsts, in our 76 years of service to the Indian and the global maritime industry worldwide. We have been so successful is because of the confidence, the integrity and the trust they have bestowed to us to play a vital role in this industry and to support them continuously. I started with the company in 1973, going to college in the morning sessions and then working in the office till late hours in the evening, practically till New York closed, which was about 2 o'clock in the morning. We had no emails, we had no fax machines, we had telex machines. We had to type out the telex messages on a tape to save money for the communication cost. Those were the days, We had to visit the ship owners or the charter's offices to discuss business. It was not just talking on the telephone. No one would talk to you on the telephone unless it was after office hours. I think so it was a fantastic thing because the personal relationship built up which helped the company to grow. And whenever we came to SCI office, the first thing we were told, will you have a cup of tea or coffee? Then we talk anything. I think so it was wonderful, which a lot of owners did not have that system in their offices. Thank you, Captain. Shipping and shipbroking go hand in hand and both are complex in nature. World economy depends on the maritime trade, where almost 90% of the goods, the commodities and the raw materials are moved by sea. Shipbrokers play a very important role within this dynamic industry and who act as intermediaries between the owners and the charters or between the sellers and buyers of ships on a day-to-day basis. Shipbroking has a lot of excitement, but at the same time a lot of hard work and responsibilities for the broker. The broker gets important opportunities to learn from other experienced shipping people whom they interact with, thus accumulating and developing experiences, opportunities to develop oneself as the business grows. Shipping creates a global trade which has spread its global presence and prosperity and growth in the world economy. Shipbrokers help to connect people and invest in the future prosperity of millions of consumers who receive goods on a daily basis which are transported every day on ships. The most important qualities of a shipbroker are integrity and honesty, hard work and teamwork, great passion and ethics and principles, maintaining good relationships with owners, charterers and traders. Industry knowledge, negotiation skills are very important. as well as communication skills both verbally and in writing, analytical skills about the market trends, the market analysis, and making market reports, attention to detail in the negotiations, where no mistakes are made in the charter parties, time management, as brokers have to work around the clock with different geographical areas and different time zones, and most important thing is the certification of getting a certificate, of doing a professional diploma like what is offered by this August Institute, the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. This is a globally acknowledged professional diploma. This is the only institute offering it in the world. ICS was founded as Institute of Shipbrokers in 1911, and only when it's got its charter in 1920 it was named as the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. During the meeting in 1911, Thomas Davitt described a shipbroker as, the shipbroker was born and not made, as he had to possess so many qualifications and above all had to be a man of action and capable of holding the balance between his clients effectively and intelligently. I would also like to thank the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers for providing the chartering course to the Narottam Moraji Institute of Shipping when it was founded in 1969. My father had gone to the institute, and through his good offices, the course was given to the Narottam Moraji Institute of India. Therefore, I would request all youngsters to join this very professional course if they want to get into a proper career of shipbroking and chartering. We as a company are also willing to give internships to 1 or 2 people who have stood in the first 3 positions in the exams of the ICS for a period of 3 months in our own office. So we would like to see who you can send to us, sir. Yeah? And I would like to thank all of you for this lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our next guest and distinguished speaker is surely going to enlighten all the ICS aspirants present here and mesmerize this august audience with her journey of ICS. To begin with, she can speak 4 languages. She says she's a continuous student with prestigious institutes like IIFT, IIM, and ICS, having significantly contributed to her learnings. Now hear this. She's a fellow ICS and had topped a subject called liner trade in the world and was awarded the tutorship Peter Van Gelder Line Trade Prize in the year 2007. I think we should all applaud this. I hope I've spelled that correctly. A career spanning from 1996 with Aspinwall & Co. and handling the liner sub-agency for Maersk Line and Safmarine, she moved to technology a decade ago, working with niche global software providers. In JM Bakshi, she was an important part of the team and rolled out the award-winning Indian PCS across 200 ports and 37 stakeholders. And as on date, she is the president and CEO of Dibus Global. At Dibus Global, she spearheads cost port optimization services with a team of 200 plus experts, She has successfully transformed the company, introducing lucrative SaaS models and entrenching digital tools for revenue diversification for a stronger global presence. She also serves in key independent director roles with Director Paradeep International Container Terminal, Director Kandla International Container Terminal, and Assistant Director of Mission to Seafarers of India. And with great respect, please allow me to welcome Ms. Meera Kumar, Fellow Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. So I was ordered to speak from the heart and to speak about my journey. So if it sounds too cheesy, it's his fault. Right. I'm so honored to be here today. Thank you so much, ICS Mumbai, for inviting me, and thank you, Captain Tyagi, for this lovely venue. I'm going to tell you in very simple language what my journey has been, and I'm hoping that some of you will relate to it, and I'm also hoping that those of you who want to join ICS will learn just a little bit about how I swung things my way. So starting right at the very beginning, my journey actually, come to think of it, started with a fairly good educational foundation, and I had a reading habit from a very, very young age. I voraciously consumed fiction, non-fiction alike, and our home used to be the place where you heard loud debates on politics, philosophy, etc. I was a school topper in my 12th grade CBSE exams and a university rank holder for my undergraduate degree. And then I suddenly lost a beloved parent. And with that, I started earlier than I would have otherwise my career. And at that point, I think, is when I decided that I'm going to continue learning throughout my life, but in parallel with my career. Since then, I've pursued many courses with IIFT, IIM Ahmedabad, various MOOCs. I'm always looking for MOOCs. Captain Tyagi, it was very inspirational to see what you've been doing. And it wasn't a surprise that I stumbled upon ICS in the pursuit of my knowledge on the maritime field. I first heard about chartered shipbroking and the ICS from senior leaders in the industry when I started asking very specific questions, what is the formal education in this space, and what sort of global certification can I get, something which I wouldn't need to justify to anybody else. And most people came back to me saying ICS is possibly the pinnacle if you're looking for something global, if you're looking for something that doesn't need introduction, and if you're looking at a peer group building, aspiration. Those of us who are not seafarers, we don't have the benefit of peer groups. We struggle much more to build those. And I was told ICS is the way to go if this is what you want to do. And so that's how, friends, I signed up for my qualifying examinations for MICS. And of course, I decided that I have to attempt all exams at one go. Those days, I received an exemption only for one paper. I noticed all of you mentioning 3. I had to give 5. And I did notice that the quality of learning materials that I got was excellent. I loved it. Since leaving school, never had somebody gone to such great efforts to provide me with good material. And that I appreciated. The curriculum was also comprehensive, I noticed almost immediately. It covered so many aspects of shipbroking and the maritime industry as a whole. I liked the textbooks, the detail of it. The chapter summaries were very appealing to me. The exercises, the thought exercises at the end of everything. And also the references to so many industry publications, which, believe you me, working in the industry, one doesn't have the time to search for this, and nobody points it out to you. These resources gave me a deep understanding of the global shipping market, of maritime economics, intricacies of operation, chartering, which was otherwise a strange subject for me. And I also picked up maritime law, shipping law as a paper. The Institute's curriculum on law included insights on conventions, regulations, legal principles, and all of these underpin operations. The emphasis on practical case studies I found even more valuable. By analyzing real-world scenarios, I was able to apply my theory into practical situations. These case studies covered various aspects in the maritime industry, from charter negotiations, port operations, to P&I claims and force majeure. you know, while doing these exams, I visited senior captains in my geography because I found myself provoked to think beyond what was written on the paper. And I used to run my case study by them, saying, this is what it says, and this is what I think, and what do you think? And there was so much valuable insight again because they told me all the exceptions to even what was written in the book. You know, this is done, but this is the gray area, this is the loophole. And then they started narrating to me incidents of how they had navigated several tricky situations. What this did is give me fast friends and several well-wishers. By the time it came time for me to write my exam, I found I had phone calls from the most surprising of quarters saying, you know, like, go girl, you're going to do this. And this was something, again, which I probably would not have had if I hadn't actually taken this venture on and explored and built a network beyond my own comfort zone of my own employers and, you know, the few people I met through my own employers. I remember I would put in just an hour or two of reading or studying. It was always at 11 at night after putting my then 10-year-old daughter to bed and after the house had settled down. This is the only time I had. I mention this because now many young colleagues tell me, we don't have time. So I keep telling them, I had a child, I had a dog, I had a family, I had a social life, and then it was 11 to 12:30 at night when I could actually read. And only my dog would accompany me. By God's grace, I did clear all exams at one go, and I also won the highest marks in liner shipping globally, as you mentioned. Came as a big surprise. And it really reawakened my, you know, it was exciting to win something, and that too globally. This award allowed me to travel to the UK and receive the award from the then mayor, and I attend this really fabulous ICS award ceremony. Interestingly, I must tell you, I spent the least time studying for my liner trades, and I spent the most time studying maritime law. And I got the highest marks globally in liner trades and the least marks among all mine at maritime law. Just goes to tell you that, you know, what we actually do day to day in shipping, our actual work teaches us so much. Because by then I had 12 plus years of experience in liner. And I was fairly ignorant, obviously, about maritime law. But again, education is such, my personal satisfaction came far more from the papers that gave me new learning. It was not about winning the award, it was the fact that I knew something now, which I didn't know earlier, on law and S&P. Soon after 20 years of shipping career as a tramp and liner agent, as a stevedore, as a customs broker, and a hands-on shipping profit center executive, I took a bold leap into technology in 2014. I joined the tech sector also to provoke situations for better learning. I perceived tech as a space where the maximum change would come, and I wanted to learn. In hindsight, it was a very good decision, but believe you me, it was really, really challenging because I had to go back to learning the language of technology. And I had to make sure I could speak what my very, very competent colleagues in technology were, you know, breathing and eating and drinking, which is tech terminology day and night. Joining a tech firm as the domain expert and heading global business development gave me a very good insight from the inside out into the massive investments, R&D, and future vision of maritime tech. This is an area where the next great disruption is coming from. After a few years, after earning my MICS in parallel, I was recommended by 2 industry stalwarts, and my essay awarded me my FICS in 2019, which I really value and treasure till today. Traveling globally, it is so nice to see a little light of respect in somebody else's eyes when you're able to say FICS and then, you know, you award each other that little salute. I must have done a few things right in my tech career, and I also had very supportive mentors in the industry since I was offered leadership of the tech-enabled platform Diabos in 2020. In Diabos, we are building for the tramp sector cloud ecosystems that connect all stakeholders and promote fair and ethical business. It's a beautiful part of the industry because once again, one looks at process, one looks at optimization, whether of cost or of process, one looks at making it easier and easier for the new generation to enter the industry, adapt to the industry, and grow to love it as we have, who have already spent 25, 30 years here. Our mission is to redefine the TRAMP ecosystem, enabling better decisions, ethical business, increased transparency, and to make digitization affordable. As you can see, my own career, which I've just shared with you, has been significantly shaped by my choices and my openness to change and to learn. The maritime field requires constant adaptation and learning due to its complexity and due to its vulnerability to geopolitics and human consumption patterns. We're living through one of those phases now. Continuous learning has been a cornerstone of my career and has enabled me to negotiate successfully through various challenges and transformations. It's been instrumental in my ability to lead a company like Diabos and to drive innovations that define our success. At Diabos, I'd work hard to encourage my very young team, average age under 30, and 200 of us, to keep learning, to stay curious, and to disrupt. According to me, these are a few reasons why all of us need to be very passionate about continuous learning. Enhancing your skills, because the world is changing so fast, driving innovation wherever you are, adapting to change as it happens around you, and by all of these, staying relevant. It's not easy to stay relevant in a world where everything's available on Google. And of course, last but not the least, I think Krishnan also mentioned this, is personal fulfillment. One has to feel fulfilled. We don't work just for money. We have to go back home thinking that the IQ and the EQ and the value we bring to the world around us is worth it. And I think that's another reason why continuous learning becomes, absolutely necessary for all of us. I do encourage everyone I meet to embrace continuous learning, seek out new knowledge, stay curious, and never, ever stop growing. Thank you for your time. I look forward to also hearing all your stories. Thank you for listening to mine.
Actually, we have amongst us one more very interesting candidate. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was fantastic. We have Chief Engineer here, Sumit. Sumit, you there? Can you just, Sumit is, no, I just want to say he's another guy who's just cleared all his 6 papers in one go. So a round of applause to him also. He's a sailing Chief Engineer and is working with Scorpio tankers. Thank you so much. Our next guest and distinguished speaker is somebody from this institution. He joined SCI as a junior officer and now is DGM, and he heads the tanker commercial department at SCI. He has rich 26 years work experience, predominantly in the commercial operation of tanker ships and also ship chartering. He has worked as an executive assistant to the CMD of SCI for about 2 years and for 3 years in container operations. Being in commercial domain, he is associated with finalization of commercial contracts, post-fixture management of owned and in-chartered ships, and has been a part of the think tank that decides deployment options for diversified fleet of the company. There's something in this room about education. It's interesting. He's completed MBA in finance. He has Masters of Commerce from Mumbai University. He's a fellow member of Narottam Morarji Institute of Shipping, where he stood All India first for the first and final year examination. So round of applause. Of course, he's a member, he's a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. Besides being guest faculty for maritime economics and chartering at NMIS, he has presented many papers in many conferences, workshops, and management programs for various corporate entities in India. He is an academic council and governing council member of NMIS. please welcome Mr. Sri Dinesh Kutti, FICS, DGM with SCI and heading the Tanker Commercial Department. Thank you.
Respected CMD, sir, Shipping Corporation of India, directors from SCI, organizers and members from Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, Mumbai, Dubai, senior members from the shipping fraternity, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. I presume I am the last speaker. Yeah. After a sumptuous meal, it's time for dessert. Actually, this tagline, our word, our bond, today you gave a Sanskrit translation of it. In fact, BIMCO also has the same tagline, our word, our bond. Most of the chartering practitioners use this whenever something goes wrong. But when I read this tagline, I am reminded of a dialogue of Salman Khan, which says that "Ek baar zaban de di, to main khud ki bhi nahi sunta." So that's how the word, our bond is very oftenly used. Friends, it's an honor and privilege to be a participant in this August gathering. Let me congratulate the organizers of ICS Mumbai chapter for orchestrating this industry meet, which has been long overdue. You have chosen the right premises. It is Shipping Corporation of India, the national shipping company, which is a pioneer in various numerous achievements in the field of Indian shipping. We are also very lucky that today we witnessed a felicitation ceremony of Captain Binesh Kumar Tyagi, Chairman and Managing Director of SCI. Sir always prefers to have a very low profile. But the matter of the fact is, he is amongst the very few shipping practitioners today in India who not only understands technical shipping, but is also very well versed with commercial and legal facets of shipping. So on behalf of my few colleagues who are here from SCI, I thank ICS Mumbai chapter for having this session. Friends, before I was not very sure what I need to talk, to be very honest. They said anything about shipping. So when they said anything about shipping, I thought that let me touch upon few recent trends that is emerging in the field of shipping, because of which we feel that shipping is going to be very, very challenging in the coming era. And this trends is what I would like to touch upon, because it is from this trends that we will get to know what is our maritime goal for the nation. The one very important challenge which we can very well visibly see is the kind of future ships that is going to operate in merchant shipping. Digital censoring is what many are saying, that in future you will have many ships where a lot of digital upgradation will happen, lot of sensors will be fitted on board, lot of sophistication is expected to come. Digital information system will have a very vital role for a ship-shore interface. We will see a trend where mega carriers is becoming a very common thing. Very recently, MOL has taken a delivery of a container ship which is capable of carrying 20,150 TEUs. The length of the vessel is 400 meters. Green shipping, this is again a buzzword, which is a nightmare for many ship owners, honestly. But this is the buzzword which is happening in the field of shipping. The world expects ships to be eco-friendly. They don't want us, they want to use carbon-free fuels. Hulls have to be well maintained. Hulls coatings will have to be very effective. Propeller systems will have to be very efficient. And Above all, they expect us to use only green fuels like LNG to operate the vessels. All this is cost to the ship owner. LNG fuel, as I said, is going to be a very, very prominent fuel. Our standard very low sulfur fuel oil is going to diminish, and LNG fuel is expected to come into play. And definitely this will increase the cost of operating a vessel. I was even told that tests and trials are happening in Western countries wherein they are likely to use solar cells and wind turbines to run the vessels. This year, somewhere in one of the Western country, we saw that a catamaran, a big boat, with 29,000 solar cells, it had navigated across the globe. So they see there is a scope of fixing solar cell into merchant ships. We just can't imagine a VLCC being operated with solar cells. But this is the trend which is happening. And this very clearly indicates that the coming era for shipping is going to be very, very challenging. Martin Stopford, one of the biggest maritime economists, he said the last 50 years of shipping was a globalization era. And the next 50 years of shipping is going to be a disruption era. There are going to be maximum number of disruptions that is going to come in our way. And is the shipping industry ready to adapt to these challenges? Is Indian shipping ready to adapt to these challenges? I think that's a very, very big question which needs to be answered. The ownership style is also going to change. There is no doubt there is a great geopolitical uncertainty, there is economic uncertainty, and even the ownership style of ships are going to change. We are going to move from a concept of management of tonnage to control of tonnage. Those companies which are having critical mass, they will command the market, they will influence the market. If the previous era belonged to the West, the next era is going to belong to the East, where India and China is going to play a prominent role. Southeast Asia is also expected to play a prominent role. It is believed that the deep sea long route shipping is going to come to an end, and shipping is going to get translated to short sea shipping, because of which the entire maritime economics will change. New networks is expected to be established in the trade. So what is the way out? We say that change is the buzzword in shipping. Yes, change is the buzzword in shipping, but if you need such a huge capital outlay to run ships because of the rigid regulatory framework, the only option that we have is to collaborate. In fact, I say if change is the buzzword, collaboration is the second buzzword. Rampant mergers and acquisitions, strategic alliances, mega carrier combinations, joint ventures. This concept which we have already seen in the container industry, we will start seeing it in other sectors like tankers, bulk carriers, and offshore support industry. In SCI, today we are having a very able leadership, a very proactive management. We have taken some baby steps, some nascent steps in this direction. But definitely, when the industry is changing, industry is evolving, goals will change, and we need skilled manpower, and that is where maritime education will play a very important role. I would just conclude with a fruit of thought for my friends in ICS. ICS needs to establish its alumni in a much better way, especially ICS Mumbai chapter. We need to interact, we need to have study circles, we need to have webinars, and we need to collaborate with the industry. I'm very sure the top brass of SCI is over here. You can collaborate with SCI. We can have a lot of short courses, certificate programs, which can be conducted in our MTI Institute. And this way, we will definitely help the nation, help the future generation. So with that note, thank you very much.
Dinesh sir just said a dialogue in Hindi. Even I would like to say one now. Picture abhi baki hai, dost. So, and interestingly, so you mentioned about SCI and ICS. We are almost the same acronyms. It's just a little bit of here and there. SCI, ICS. So, yes, we should do more together. There is a gentleman which we would like to call on stage, and he has been literally the backbone of ICS for a very long time. And probably even when ICS started, he was there. And I don't want to say anything more. Let him come and speak for himself. His name is Mr. Ashok Jain. Mr. Ashok Jain. Mr. Ashok Jain, there he is. Sir, I would request Mr. Krishnan and Captain Ashok to please come on stage and give him a token of appreciation, and then of course we'll give the mic to him. So, you can use this.
I use this. Good evening, everybody. I was not prepared that I will be asked to say a few words, but I am here for last 45 minutes, and it's really, I'm very glad that finally we are active again. I think it's really, it's a very heartening because if we see Mumbai in the maritime world, I think Mumbai is the most important city. I think it's not in India, but world over. And the great potential is there. And as we all know that the economy also is now, I think, shifting to the east. And as China and India and in between all the countries, Southeast Asia, I think are carrying the world economy. And it will, I think this century belongs to all of us in this part of the world. And I think later even Africa will join. And very happy that Mr. Krishnan is going to lead ICS in London. I think when we started in Dubai, the branch, I think I was associated there also in 90s. We would have never imagined that a day will come in 25 years when the leaders from our side will lead the institute world over. So very happy. Congratulations to our the current team. I think done excellent. And ICS, I think in maritime, particularly commercial shipping, I think it is the best course available world over. And by galvanizing this local chapter now and doing more events, I'm sure it will help the industry extremely well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
We are almost there for the refreshments. of course, we will have a vote of thanks from Captain Ashok. After that, we will have a photo sessions with the senior management of SCI with Captain Tyagi Saab, and we also would like the associations which are present here, FOSMA, the Maritime Institutes. So we'll be having a photo session, and then of course the national anthem, and then that's it. So Captain Ashok.
Good evening once again. Like they say, all good things have to come to an end. Well, not to an end without a vote of thanks. On behalf of the entire team at ICS, I truly from my heart would like to thank all of you. In fact, I was not expecting the numbers that they have turned out. In fact, I'm very, very happy that one of my students is here also. And he came and he told me that he wanted events to take place, and I'm glad that we have had a get-together today. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who have made this occasion successful. First and foremost, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to Chairman, Managing Director, SCI, Captain Tyagi sir. Sir, by gracing this event and inspiring us with insightful address, sir, your words have left a lasting impression on all of us. The amount you have educated yourself, sir, it's unbelievable. It's really very inspiring, sir. I would like to thank all our distinguished guests, Mr. Krishnan Subramaniam, Mr. Ajay Reshamwala, sir, Madam Meera Kumar, and Mr. Dinesh Kuti, for sharing their invaluable knowledge and expertise with us. It is unbelievable. I mean, the knowledge I have gained today is it's really very heartening, sir. Your varied prospects and enriched us understanding and made this event truly enlightening for all of us. A special thanks to all the members of the ICS. Because of your active participation, engagement, and encouragement, that ICS has achieved the status it is at today. We will be providing you feedback forms, so it's my humble request, please fill them up so that it's going to help us conceptualize all our for the future success. Last but not the least, we are grateful to our organizing committee, volunteers, and with their tireless effort and dedication. Your hard work behind the scenes has ensured that everything runs smoothly, and we couldn't have done without you. Thank you very much. With that, I would give the mic to Anupam, so continue. Thank you.
We would have to felicitate or give a token of appreciation to Mr. Krishnan.
Yeah, sure.
He's come all the way from Dubai. So can we have a token of appreciation? And Valerie, can you just start distributing the feedback forms, please? Come. You can stay here. We request Captain Tyagi Saab and the speakers, the associations, and the institutes, if they can also come. IMU, I see there, Amit, please come on the stage. I don't know if many of you know here that there are institutes like IMU, AMET, NMIMS, they all give exemptions. ICS give exemptions if you are doing a course there. So I don't think many know, but we are sharing it on LinkedIn. Please come, please.